Good afternoon, everybody. Uneducated Economist here. So, I thought I'd talk a little bit about building supplies today. Now, I have been tracking building supplies as an indicator of the housing market for quite some time, and over the last couple of years, it really broke down as far as being able to track building supplies and understanding where it is we are in housing demand, or at least new construction demand, I should say. And I used to typically just follow a couple of items. If you looked at 2x4s and plywood and just saw that when these things moved up in price, generally you saw that there was a lot of housing demand or new construction demand, and that the economy was generally doing fairly well, or at least the housing market was doing fairly well during these times. And that's really where the channel had got its start from. And when lumber took off, I was one of the few people who was accurately predicting and calling out not only the lumber rise, but then also the crash that came right after it. And even today, I am still very much in tune and have my fingers on the pulse of the industry when it comes to the lumber market, especially when it comes to where we are in the futures market, and not necessarily like where the prices are going to be, but what it's going to take to see the moves and how we are going to see these moves. Because really, I'm following inventory levels, and this is something that you just really can't track. And now, when I think about the inventory levels, what I'm thinking about is when my buyer comes to me and says, hey, I can't find a unit of this particular size lumber. And I think to myself, that's an inventory depletion taking place. That is a sign that the curtailments are affecting the market. And this is what I follow. So when I see that there's an inventory depletion, when I hear about the curtailments, when I see the lumber futures prices have hit a bottom and are now ticking up, this is all signs to me that we are in a position in which that any little move inside of the home builder demand, as far as like an increase in expectations or a positive increase in expectations when it comes to the home builders, is going to send lumber prices skyrocketing again. And this is a prediction that I'm making right now, that it's going to come because the inventory depletions are now growing themselves to be apparent. And I'm finding it both in pressure treated again. I'm hearing about it in the framing materials. It's not so much showing up in prices yet. Plywood has become much cheaper than it has been in the last 2 years. I'm selling half-inch CDX, which had peaked out at, I think, $82 a sheet. We're now selling at, I think we have it at 26. We got the four ply down at around 20, and we have OSB in the market for the first time. We have it in the yard in 2 years. We haven't seen the OSB wafer wood, and that's selling at $12 a sheet, a little over $12. This is incredible. This is incredibly cheap framing lumber. And this is why I've told people, if you are going to get into this market, and not get into the market, I said, Shay, if you're going to be making a project soon, putting anything together, if you're going to be putting a project together, now is the time to get your material. This price will not last. And people tell me they in fact, it was so funny because I had somebody ask me, I got something stuck to me, guys. Anyway, I had somebody ask me if the prices were going to go down from here. I said, no, now's your time to buy. And he gave me kind of this look like, right, just wait till you see. Prices are going to go much, further down from here as the interest rates continue to rise and the housing market crashes. I could see it in their eyes. This is what they were trying to say to me. And I'm thinking, not a chance in the world. Not a chance in the world is the lumber price is going to continue to go down from here. Right? We already have the $350 per thousand into the market right now. This is as low as it's going to go. And the demand, soon as it picks up, is going to cause these lumber prices to start moving up in a dramatic fashion. And now, if you take a look in the description, you're going to find an article talking about how, according to this particular analysis, and I wouldn't want to make a prediction based off of just one article, but according to this particular analysis, they are finding that the trough in the housing sales decline, I guess I should say, I'm not sure exactly how to explain it, has hit at bottom. And that from here, the buyer sentiment is starting to increase. meaning like the buyers are no longer sitting on the sideline as much, meaning they're more eager to start coming into the market. And now just think about this for just a minute. If we have the buyers finally saying, okay, I've waited long enough, the interest rates have come down a little bit, the prices of homes have dropped some, and I'm tired of waiting, I'm moving in. And this is where we're starting to find the buyers jumping. Now, it's not like we have huge housing demand. I'm not trying to say that at all. What I'm trying to say is that all those buyers who have sunk down and said, okay, I'm hunkering down and waiting, are starting to rise up. They're starting to say, okay, well, maybe I'll start joining in on this buying. And so if you can find where the home buyer sentiment picks up, you're going to start seeing the home builder sentiment pick up. Once you see the home builder sentiment pick up, that's going to be the moment that the lumber prices start to take off. Because that's when the investor, the speculation, all the other stuff is going to start moving into those futures, and they're going to start causing the prices to go up. There's not going to be a lot of inventory in the market. And so as the buyers, or as the actual builders, start getting into the market and building, then you're going to find that the lumber yards are going to start buying the lumber up, and the prices are going to be absolutely going to go, I shouldn't say like dramatically high, but they're going to jump quickly is going to be very volatile, and people are not going to expect it, because they think that the interest rates being up is going to keep everything down, but lumber is going to act very aggressively in the opposite direction of what people are thinking is going to be taking place. That's, I guess, the easiest way to try and explain it, because the inventory is just simply not going to be there. The curtailments are still in place, and the buyers are just now finally hitting their low and maybe coming back. Give it some time and it hits the builders and it's on. That's what I'm trying to get at. So I haven't seen it showing up quite yet. Lumber has moved up a little bit since the futures have moved up. 2x4s had dropped down to around, we were selling them around $4.29. I think I have them right now at like just under $5. The plywood prices are down. Like I said, I got OSB in the market for the first time. Buyers are not buyers, I should say builders or retail customers are not that prevalent right now. And of course, it's middle of winter. This is expected. Just that it's an unusual slowdown, but not unusual when you consider what the Federal Reserve is attempting to do with the lifting of interest rates. So that's like, kind of a given into the experience of having a slowdown with customers. But I'm just suspicious of what would take place, given that the home buyers, that's I guess probably the one thing. Like if you see the home buyers start to pick up, like the home buyer sentiment pick up, I think lumber would just take off just shortly after that. It only takes just a little bit of the home buyers to come in, and the home builders will start, aggressively start building again, because there's still a shortage of houses, and that's really all there is to it. Okay, I think I babbled on enough. Uneducated Economist, you guys let me know.